Hey friends, and welcome back to another week's What's for Dinner. This week is kind of sparse. I was exhausted and did not cook too much, but I'm going to show you what I did cook and some things that my husband cooked. Y'all, there was days that I just could not even pick up the camera to take a picture. It was quite ridiculous, I know, but you know what? That's life. Anyways, I started doing these videos for you all to hold myself accountable. In 2021, I was spending way too much money on DoorDash and not cooking, and it was a little on the ridiculous side. And I decided that I'm gonna cook my meals at home for my family. Even though I'm a Gemini with ADHD and do not like to cook, I find ways to make quick and easy meals for the fam bam to enjoy some supper. So anyways, right here what you're seeing is I have a pork tenderloin that my son actually won, and we had cut it up into 4 different sections or what have you, and we're gonna make Mississippi mud roast, I believe it's called. So I'm just putting this in my pan. My pan does have some olive oil in it, and I believe it's called searing. I'm not a chef, friends. So I just go ahead and brown either side all around, and then I'm gonna actually chuck this into the crock pot. I do believe I end up seasoning this as well. I never follow directions. I just kind of, as they say, season with your heart, and I'm from the South, so we don't even take measurements or whatever you want to call it. This searing only takes a few minutes, so I'm gonna just go ahead and add some salt and pepper, probably thrown in some garlic, and that was onion powder. I'm exhausted this week because on Tuesday, I started out strong, y'all. I started out strong, but on Tuesday, my oldest came over and we did hair. She did my highlights and I colored her hair. Y'all, we were up until midnight, and if you don't know and you're new to the channel, first off, welcome. Thank you for stopping by, but Mama needs all the sleep that she can possibly get. So I don't run on 5 hours of sleep, and that's about all I got. And so it threw me off for the rest of the week. So fortunately, this was a big old roast or tenderloin, whatever it's called, and we were able to eat off this for a couple days. And then, like I said, my husband was a hero, and he came through and he did a couple meals. Now, I don't really have him actually cooking because I was out with the kids and everything, but I am going to show you pictures of everything that he did, and I will try and put the recipe down below where he had found those. So to my crock pot, I do go ahead and spray my entire crock pot. I know they make bags for it, but for whatever reason, I just never think to buy them. So I just spray my crock pot down really good. So when I told you all I was really tired and everything, I thought I had it together on Monday, but obviously I did not. And this is pretty much the last clip I can find as me putting all the ingredients in. I don't know what happened to the clip of us plated up with green beans and a baked potato. No idea what happened to it. Now I must apologize for the clip being blurry. Hey, you clicked on a channel where the name of the channel is Hot Mess Mama, so you kind of get what you get and you can't throw a fit. Anyways, I am going ahead and seasoning this puppy up once again. That sounds so weird. I shouldn't have said that. My bad. I'm seasoning this tenderloin up. Salt, pepper, I'm doing the garlic, the onion, all of the things. And next what I'm going to do is I've got a packet of, what am I making? Oh yeah. This is the ranch sauce. Hi y'all, it's Friday, and I really thought I had my life together this week. It turns out I don't have it together this week either. So you take a packet of ranch seasoning and then a packet of azure, whatever. I'm sure I didn't say that right, but welcome to the channel. And you go ahead and sprinkle that on, and this recipe is so flippin' easy, it's ridiculous. So from here, I have like banana peppers, or you can use whatever peppers you want. I think they're called pepperoncinis or something. And so I use a little bit of the juice, and I make a mess because welcome to my life. And I'm gonna go ahead and put some of those pepperoncinis right on top of this tenderloin, and then you literally add a stick of butter, and that's it. And then you let it cook. Now, I personally let mine cook at least an I'll start it on low for a few hours, and then for about an hour, I'll pop it over to high, and then I'll bring it down to low. So it probably cooks a good 4 to 6 hours. I know that probably was not helpful, but that is my life. I do take a meat thermometer, so whatever the temperature is supposed to be for pork, that's what I go by to make sure that it's done. So the next clip that I have is our 5 ways, and this is where you take spaghetti, skyline chili, onions, and kidney beans. I do believe I was out of kidney beans this night, so I had just done black beans, and then you top it with cheese, hot sauce if you want it, and some soup, crackers, oyster crackers, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so this night my husband was in the kitchen. I was out at my son's archery meet, so he made stuffed peppers, and these were really good, and he's never made them before. I think he found the recipe off Pinterest or somewhere online, and I went ahead and tried to get a clip of them cut open for you all, and these were really good. They were actually like a low carb keto type of style, so if you are living that kind of lifestyle, this would be a perfect recipe. I will try and find the recipe that he used and link it down below for you all. Maybe I can get him to start, if he's in the kitchen, to start recording, because that would make things way helpful. Alright, so I know one night we had chicken fingers and fries, another night we had tortellini, but this night my husband cooked this up for us. I flippin' love when he makes these. So these are just the little sweet Hawaiian rolls, and then he grounds up some ground beef, and I think there may be bacon and cheese on here as well. This is another recipe that he came across years ago, and I could eat these every day, all day. I love them so much. This is another one where I will try and find the recipe he used and link it down below for y'all. This makes a great dinner or an appetizer. Alright friends, on this night, Mama's got her mojo back. I was wanting to make my family some chicken noodle soup. Earlier in the week, I had gotten a rotisserie chicken and I shredded it up, had put it in the freezer, saved it for later, and I had actually made some bone broth. And I thought, oh, what a perfect night. It was freezing cold, and I decided to make a chicken noodle soup type of dealio. Now, I'd made this in the past in the crock pot, and it was a whole situation of a mess. I was so upset. So this time I decided to only do it on the oven, and what I did is I, in the past, had chopped up some celery and some carrots, and I'd placed it in the freezer. So the only thing that I had to dice up, chop up, or anything was onions. So if you ever have celery or carrots in your refrigerator that are getting close to expiration, chop those babies up and then put them in the freezer. So on nights like this, when you don't feel like dicing and chopping and carrying on, you've got it all done. All you have to do is pull it out of the freezer. So to my pot, I'm heating up a little bit of olive oil, and then I'm going to go ahead and add my shredded rotisserie chicken. Now, the recipe that I'd used in the past, I kind of remembered some of the seasonings that I used, so I went ahead and did that and seasoned with salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder, and I did add some thyme to this as well. And it's kind of one of those things where season it to your liking and it'll taste fabulous. I honestly don't know what I'm doing here because I'm just winging it. I'm not following a recipe, but I did go ahead and throw my onions in and let those go ahead and cook and marinate. And then I'll go ahead and start adding some more seasonings because I feel like you can just never have enough seasonings. I told you all back in the day when I first started cooking, I was scared of seasonings. It was like an itty bitty little teeny tiny pinch and everything was bland. And I'm not about that bland lifestyle anymore. Season that stuff up or else you're just totally missing out. After I've mixed the onions in there, let it cook for a little bit, I don't even think they're translucent yet, I went ahead and added my carrots and my celery. You can see they're still a little frozen. It was totally fine. I go ahead and season those some more and just let everything start marrying together. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like everything tastes better with butter, so I add a chunk of butter and just go ahead and let that melt down before I start adding my bone broth to the mix. Alright, so after I've let that cook for a while, kind of simmer together, marry, get all that goodness together, I actually have some measurements for y'all. You're going to be so proud of me. So I had 2 large jars of my homemade bone broth, and in total, I made sure to measure it. It was 8 cups of bone broth that I add to the mixture. So I brought this to boil, and then I went ahead and turned it down and let it simmer for a good 1.5 to 2 hours. Then in a separate pot, I went ahead and boiled and added a salt to my pot and just went ahead and cooked my egg noodles this way. I did not want to take any chances of them disintegrating in the soup mixture like I had happen in my crock pot, and it turned out perfect. Once my soup was ready and my noodles were done, I went ahead and just added the noodles to the soup mixture, and it was delicious. And I am happy to say that we ate this for a couple days. It made so much, and on top of that, my husband also took some for lunch, and I was able to freeze what we hadn't eaten, and it was perfect. The noodles, once you see me pour them in there, nothing went wrong at all with them. I was so scared. Like, there's probably even a clip of me like contemplating all things, but I put the noodles in there and it was perfection. Anyways, that's all for this week's What's for Dinner. I hope you all enjoyed it. Sorry about being tired, but next week, hopefully I'll have more for y'all. Anyways, check my description box down below. Hopefully I can find those recipes for you all. And until next time, friends, kisses from Kentucky.